Hey guys, how's it going? A bit of another different one here. I know this one's probably not gonna do too well or whatnot in terms of views and whatnot. This I guess is like special extra content here. Just for those guys, people who really like solidly, behind the channel and everything that's going on here. I don't know whether I say it enough to you guys about, how thankful I am that you are supporting the channel in any way, and things like that. But I really want to get videos out and I really want to get the content out there to people so that, people will watch the videos and things like this. So I tend to just make content just as that sort of style of thank you. It's hard, I guess, to sort of always put it in or always remember to put it in and things like that. But like again, I do really appreciate it, even though it's not exactly where I want it to be 100%. I think you've got to be grateful for anything that you're getting, even if it's like not that much, because a lot of people have been loyal to me for a very long time, which is really nice to sort of see, nice to hear. It's nice to hear that I'm reaching more people. I do try to do my best as best I can. I'm still learning quite a bit. I'm maybe a bit older than some of the other YouTubers around and whatnot. This might be younger than some of them as well, but still, like some people was like, "You're really old." Oh well, I'm not. That's not going to change. Like, what? Just because you say I'm older or whatever, like, it's not going to do anything. Oh, okay, cool. Hurt my feelings. But anyway, uh, I know some people are like, that dude's old. What are you talking about? Is he in his 20s? It's like, oh, thank you. So fun. Um, yeah, I know that there is some people that it's like, oh, he must be like 29 or something, whatever. Things like that or whatever. But, you know, um, again, it's hard to get the stuff out there in a rate that, you know, it's hard because I put out a few videos that were like 2 days apart or maybe one day apart or whatever. So those didn't do any better than me just like uploading every week or whatever. It was like not much more, but then again, like content is hard to scale or hard to like follow and things like this when the numbers are so sort of small and you like the number of videos is more, so it's a little bit like, well, it didn't do any better than when I was putting one out a week, but in theory I've got more views over less time. So I don't know, it's just weird for me to think about, is it doing better? And that's the main thing about this, is just like I want to like just be like, hey, I just wanted things to be like getting to you guys as best as I can. And again, I'm still trying to find certain softwares and things like that, and I don't have an amazing setup or anything like that. Again, it's one of those things. I don't have this to do whole lot right now. And again, it does take a heck of a long time to do a lot of the things that I do. And yes, some things aren't perfect when I do them because, again, sometimes it's just like, well, I need to get things out there, and I sort of put a deadline on myself, and that's the thing. Like, it's not exactly a job or a business or whatever, but I treat it like it is because that's the way I look at it. This is what I want to be like trying to do. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to develop. I'm trying to do better and whatnot and all this stuff. So it's like these like arbitrary dates and whatnot I set on myself, and that's the thing. Like, again, if I came around and said, okay, let's talk about, I don't know, the D&D set, let's say, for example, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but let's talk about the D&D set now. It's like, dude, the D&D set was like months ago. What are you talking about? What's the point in talking about the D&D set? It was ages ago. Like everyone's focused on the Kamigawa set. You know, like doing some deck checks and whatnot of older commanders and things like that is fine, I think. And things like that. They're never going to go out of fashion to a degree. And it's all right to be like, you know, maybe we'll look at the pre-con or redo the pre-con and or whatever, and have a look at the cards that people, you know, did people take the suggestions that I made and say, hey, you know, those were good suggestions. Must have been, you know, things like that, because hey, most people followed the suggestions that I made, which was take out all of these, you know, cards that don't really do anything for what you're like mainly doing, and whatnot. So, you know, that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to, you know, squirrel away what I'm doing, and changing up things and whatnot. It's a lot. So yeah, but anyway, one thing that I was hoping to sort of bring through was merch and other things like that, because um I really need to find ways to make money. And the thing is, I guess people want products that they can physically or whatever utilize, essentially, to compensate for that. So I was thinking like sleeves, like deck boxes, maybe playmats, dice, other things, um, whatever, just like dice bags and things like this, deck boxes, things like this, like again sleeves and whatnot, all that sort of stuff with some artwork, and whatnot. Team Squirrels, go Team Squirrels, things like that, or whatever, things like that. Whatever it is, even if it's somebody else's stuff, if it's somebody else's thing, like if you say to me, hey Adam, I'm really into saplings or whatever, that's been my deck for the last 20 years, okay, or whatever, you know, like I've been trying to build saplings for the last 20 years, and finally there was a sapling commander or whatever, so I'm team to saplings or whatever. Things like that, like it doesn't hurt me to be like, hey, can I get a commission for this guy? And you know, hey, I'll sell you that playmat, you know, or whatnot. If someone else comes along and says, hey, you've still got those designs for that, you know, playmat or whatever, or those sleeves or whatever. Yeah, I've still got those, or probably do, or whatever. Can I have one? Okay, cool, yeah, sure. You know, this is how much they'll be. All right, cool. You know, like send me some money. You know, I'll send it to you. That's the thing. Like, and that's like it's a hard guarantee to do as well. It's just like, um, you know, where's the guarantee, like in writing, I guess, to say if you send me money for a deck or a box or whatever, or sleeves or for a mat or whatever it is hard to be like, is this a scam? Is this guy not going to send me my stuff? And then it's another thing to be like, well, did it arrive in the post and whatnot? Because the post can just lose things and whatnot. It's not my fault, but then I have to issue a refund or whatnot. So it's just one of those things. It's hard to figure out if I can realistically like do it, and do it with some safety, and do it with the precautions, because like that's what I mean. It's just not like, oh, let's do it, you know, like whatever. But also the channel is kind of small-ish, and I know that, but I still need to find ways to make revenue off of it somehow. And I do want to do that by giving you guys like the option. Like I don't want to just force people into it. Like if people want to get it, all cool. Like again, that's why the Patreon links are just there. They're just like there, like whatever. Like if people donate, they donate, or like or whatever. But you know, again, it's one of those things where it's just like I really wish people would, because again, especially those people who sort of, you know, do say, hey, why don't you get a better, you know, camera, or why don't you get a better setup, or why don't you get better mics, or blah blah blah, all this other stuff, whatever. I don't have this. So this is what I've got to work with. This is where I'm at. I'm not going to spend 300 something bucks or more on the first 2 days and then be like, oh, okay, now what? Like, I'm going to spend maybe a few bucks here and there, and then maybe I'll splurge here and there again if I'm like, well, I want to use this for other means and other things, and I will use it for this as well, but I still will like have reasons to use it for other things, or at least it will be worth something maybe to somebody. So at least I can sell it off, if things go pear or whatever, things like that. So yeah, it's a whole mess of potatoes that are out there, with all the things that are going on. So yeah, but like guys, it's one of those things again. Like, I do really fully appreciate that people are even like paying attention to me and I exist and whatnot here to a degree. But again, I always like, again, it's not like I'm super greedy about it, views and subs and things like that, but it would just be nice to be just cruising along and just be like a couple hundred subscribers or whatever, 500 or 1,000 or whatever. It doesn't matter to me, but just like, I'm covering like the production costs of the channel every week or every day or whatever, or every video that I make. I'm just like putting enough money in my pocket to retire on, to feed, my family, to keep the bills paid, all that. That's it. That's all I want. Just like the bare necessities of life, nothing else, like nothing too extravagant. If you guys are like, dude, I want to see you with, you know, this, I want to see you with that, or I want to see you with a, 7 point or high HD, camera or whatever, this or that or whatever, I want to see better graphics, I want to see this, or, send your money my way then, like if you want to see those things, again, you don't get anything for nothing type deal, like really, like at a certain point, until I get like actual ad money and things like that coming in from the channel being big enough to do that, I will need people to be like, hey, we'll help you out because we want to see it. We want to see good things on your channel. It's not like I can't put, a lot of effort into it. But again, when there's not this coming in, it's kind of like harder to do, justify it. It's like, well, why am I doing it? It's like, there's no money in it. Like, so it's one of those things. I should really like have actually cancelled this whole thing ages ago, but I'm just like pig nosed and determined at this point to be like, no, I'll see how it goes for another few months or whatever. And I love Magic, and I love gaming, and I love all the stuff that I talk about here because that's what I love anyway. But still, it's just one of those things. I'll keep doing it, but again, it's tough to keep it up because yeah, that whole stuff's not there. There's nothing I can really do at the moment. Like if I had somebody to just be like, hey, we'll back you, all right, cool, thanks, great. Or I could do this full time, or I really like knuckle down to be like, well, I'm just going to spend the next 3 days like editing one video or whatever, and I'm really going to make it really look really good. But then I still get like, only half a dozen views. It's like, well, like again, it's one of those things. It's just like trying to find ways to make it work for you guys too, and not just like I'm focused on me. But I'm just saying, hey, like I know people that are out there that are saying, hey, I would love it, I would love to keep coming, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't see the progress enough or whatever. But then again, if you really want to look, you can. Like, you can find the older videos that I've done and they were way, way worse. But again, like, whatever. And again, like, I'll say this to a few people that there's a lot of YouTubers that are out there that do content that have way worse graphics and things like that than what I do. I can tell you that then they have like 50k subs and like 50k views or whatever or more sometimes on their videos. So it's just one of those things. It's like, well, I can do a better video than that and still only get half a dozen views. So I don't know. Obviously, it's one of those things where they've been established for a long time as well, and they've got that following. So it's just, well, there's nothing else out there for the people that are like, well, I'm looking for something, but I don't know whether I'm looking for this. This video's only got 12 views. That's if you find it. Like on YouTube, it's very hard to find videos that are under a certain number of views and things like that. So, and channels and whatnot. And again, Geeky Guys is a fairly common channel name, so it's like harder to find it as well because it's just like, what is the channel doing? And that's another like whole discussion. Like, we're like, again, maybe spread a bit too thin on what we do, but like I want to keep doing what I want to do, which is just like gaming, anime, and whatnot. So that's all I want to do. The main thing is EDH and Pokemon anyway, so that's really what like mostly happens. Like, play some Among Us sometimes, I guess, or whatever. So maybe just like, I don't know, like I was gonna do anime reviews, but I think I'll have to do it in a different way. The one I did put up was demonetized for copyright because I haven't really looked enough at exactly like how many seconds you can put in of certain stuff, and I think you actually need to overlay things like this. So, but anyway, that's my problem to see if I can maybe do it. I probably will do it at some point, but haven't done it yet. So, it's a process. Everything's a process. But anyway, guys, I think I've rambled on long enough anyway. As I say, these probably won't do very good numbers, but, again, I just want to sort of round out by, just like getting back to it and saying, hey, look, if you're watching, if you're subscribed, if you're helping out in any way, even if it's the smallest way, which is, by viewing and, liking, commenting, subscribing, all those things, I do appreciate it. I don't not appreciate anyone. I do appreciate people, but it is hard sometimes to have some of those people that are negative and toxic or whatever and things going around and whatnot, and it is a very uphill struggle for me to sort of, not just from video standpoint, from mental health, from a physical standpoint and all of that, because that it's not like that's not enough to deal with, and then I've got to try to appease my job agency and all this other stuff and whatnot, and I've got to try to put food on the table and pay the bills. So it's just like, well, got to do something. But anyway, as I say, I really do appreciate you guys for being with the channel in whatever way you are, and then that. So because this is one of those things, I've got to try to do something with myself, and I'm one of those people that I just can't, sit down or whatever and sort of not do anything. I'm a very fidgety person to a degree. I've just got to be doing something. I've got to be doing something. I'm a person who gets bored very easily. I'm just like, okay, cool, right, I've got to do something. Like, so I love having projects to do, and I'll just keep doing them, whatever form that takes. And maybe I'll find something that is out there that's um, helps out. I wouldn't mind getting, Instagram or something, or TikTok or whatever. I don't know. But, like, to spread the reach of it. But I don't know really how to sort of market for TikTok or for Instagram, because it's, again, a much more, like, cutthroat, 60 seconds or less sort of hot takes or whatever, really quick, fast fire sort of style content, which I'm not very good at doing, and I find very hard to do. So maybe just like one card or one like thing would be like able to do, or one law or whatever. But I don't know. We'll have to look and see. But anyway, as I say, if you want to comment and say, hey, whatever, your thoughts, I'll try to respond. I do try to respond to all the comments, no matter what. But you know, uh, yeah. Thank you guys either way so much for being here. being part of the community for the channel. It's not like the channel again and the community. It's not about me. I'm just the one who makes the video. That's it. Like I'm just the janitor or whatever, like type thing. But again, like I'm the one running it and whatnot. So again, it kind of is. So yeah, whatever. But that's the way it is. But anyway, I'll see you down there in the comments below, or I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, you've just finished watching one of our videos. A bunch of other videos are popping up on your screen now for you to check out, so why not check them out?